Hello friends, hope my previous video detailing the MA engine's starting air valve overall procedures is well understood. If at all you have missed to watch it, the link for same is attached on your screen. Guys, it's worth watching. One of the crucial factors governing the optimum performance of an engine is the functioning of its fuel injectors and fuel pumps. We all know in order to operate the engines efficiently with better quality of emissions, the fuel injectors and fuel pumps of an engine needs to be maintained in its best form. In this video, I'll describe you the step-by-step procedures to overhaul a fuel injector of an auxiliary engine model Yanmar 6EY18ALW. So friends, let's get started. Later, uninstalling the fuel valve from the cylinder head. Prior dismantling the valve, do clean the valve body of all the deposits. Then start dismantling the valve as shown in the video. Secure the fuel valve on a bench vise. Friends, there is a lock nut holding the pressure adjusting nut. Always do loosen this lock nut first. Then loosen the pressure adjusting nut. Unscrew both these nuts in order to relieve the spring tension. It's very important to release this spring tension. Failure to do so will break the positioning pin while dismantling the valve. Then, using a special tool, loosen the case nut. If there is a carbon deposition between the nozzle and the case nut, the nozzle gets jammed in the case nut and comes out along with it. In that case, you can later detach the nozzle from the case nut. Remove the case nut. Then remove the nozzle. Be careful that the two positioning pins does not fall down. Remove the valve stop spacer. There are two positioning pins below this spacer. Remove both the pins. Then remove the spring seat. The spring. The spring retainer. The spring guide. And lastly, the spacer. Unscrew both the pressure adjusting nut and the lock nut. Friends, the fuel valve is completely dismantled and now it's time to clean and inspect all the parts thoroughly. The fuel injection valve is a low inertia built with light moving parts. The sealing between the metal surfaces can only be obtained if those are free of all the dirt, deposits or any scratch marks. Hence always overhaul the fuel valve on a clean work table and with clean diesel oil. The most important part of a fuel injector is its nozzle. The injection characteristics are mainly decided by the needle valve movement inside the nozzle. If the needle valve is stuck or if does not move easily, replace it with new one. Also, if you find a lot of sulfuric acid corrosion on the nozzle body, replace the nozzle. Friends, the average service life of a nozzle is about 2500 operating hours. Do clean and inspect all the other parts. Replace them if you notice any abnormality. Discard the two O-rings on the valve body. After every overhaul, always use a new set of O-rings. Guys, it's time to assemble back the fuel valve. Do blow off any foreign deposits on the valve body. First, you need to install the pressure adjusting nut and the lock nut. Do not tighten these nuts. Then put back the spacer Put the spring retainer guide with its slot facing upwards. Install back the spring retainer such that its base gets locked into the slot of the guide. Check properly for its positioning. Then put back the spring. Install the spring seat in correct direction. Put the two positioning pins. Install the valve stop spacer and then the two positioning pins. Next, you need to align the nozzle into the positioning pins. Take care the needle valve does not fall down. Always do apply a thin layer of moly coat on the threads of the valve body. Put the case nut on the nozzle and tighten the case nut with the special socket to the specified top as mentioned in the manual. Next step is to adjust the fuel injector to its injection pressure. In my upcoming video, I'll explain in detail the procedures to test the fuel injector on a test bench and the techniques to adjust the injection pressure. So do stay connected with my channel by subscribing it now. एक like भी बनता है boss. Thank you for watching the video. Wish you all safe seas and healthy stay on board. Thank you.